Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk about sweating a mushroom, and it sounds like we're going to send our mushrooms off to a spa or something, but basically what we're going to do is make sure we do the right things to make sure our mushrooms are ready to eat and all the moisture in the mushrooms are taken out. Now here I have two types of mushrooms that I'm going to use in my cooking. This one is the chanterelle, and then these are the basic shiitake mushrooms. And so what I've done first is I've cleaned it up by basically just brushing it with a light brush, or if you don't have a brush, then just use a piece of paper towel and you sort of brush it off. Mushrooms are very absorbent, they're like sponges. So you don't really want to add more moisture to it. So you don't really want to wash it underwater, because then it'll just absorb a lot of water. So what we're going to do with the mushroom is we're going to just sweat it off, which means we're going to take the water moisture out of it so that all you're left is a very intense woodiness of the mushroom. And that'll be great for all your cooking. If you don't sweat it, what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of water in your recipe, and it may not be something that you want. So first of all, to sweat it, we're going to get a really hot pan, and we're going to put some olive oil, about a tablespoon, just to cover the whole area. And then we just toss in our mushrooms. Let me get my tosser. Throw that in. Now it's actually already starting to sweat because I've got the pan on a very high heat, and you can start to see the moisture coming out. But another thing that you want to do to help with the moisture coming out and the sweating of your mushrooms is to add salt. So I'm just going to sprinkle a few salt, maybe a tablespoon, not a tablespoon, I'm sorry. We're going to sprinkle about a teaspoon of salt to just sort of help the whole sweating process. So I'm going to mix that up to get the salt all over. Now in some dishes where I'm cooking for Asian flavor, I'll actually use soy sauce instead of salt, because soy sauce has a lot of sodium as well, and that basically salt or any kind of sodium will help with the sweating process. And then as you can see, the mushroom is pretty much coming down, the moistures are coming out, it's having that nice little sort of sheen that's right around it, and that's basically the sweating of the mushrooms, and we're pretty much done. It doesn't really take that long, and then now our mushrooms will be tasty to put in any of our recipes. So for this particular recipe I made a pumpkin risotto, and it's really nice and orange, and I think just for the fall flavors it's nice to sort of have that wild mushroom taste to it. So I'm going to get some of the mushrooms, oops sorry, I'm kind of like getting off focus. I'm going to get some of the mushrooms that I made, that I sweated earlier, and I'm just going to put them just right on the top, sort of as an accent. You know, it's not that easy sort of working with one hand and then trying to stay focused, so I apologize if I'm kind of shaking a lot, but I'm trying to cook and film at the same time. So there you go, some nice mushrooms that's been sweated and has that nice intense woodsy flavor on top of a nice pumpkin risotto, all ready to eat.